Okay, I hope you guys are here. I had to restart it. Let me know if anybody's here, please. I'm so sorry. I am just really getting frustrated with this tablet. Oh, hey, Brenna. Thank God somebody's here. I don't get it. I am not getting why I can't get this stream to work on my tablet. Okay, is anyone else out there? I really apologize, guys. This is not how this is supposed to work. Okay, let me see if I can do a post. Okay, so far, Brenna, I think it's just you and me. I don't know that anyone else is there. And I just hope everybody can find me. Just going to switch over to here. It's live. It's public. Okay, somebody's watching and Brenna's here. So is anybody else there, please? I really apologize, guys. Oh, hey, Tanya. Thank you so much for being here. The first stream wouldn't work on my tablet. I'm going to have to try. I've got to try and figure this out. I had to go back to my computer. I'm not sure why it's not working. Okay, let me just pull these blinds down. Okay. Kathy, yay, Kathy's back too. Everybody's finding me. Holy jeez. I'm so sorry, guys. Thanks, Brenna, for welcoming everybody and going to put the links. I know Nancy was on the first one. That didn't happen. I got to get this figured out, and it doesn't matter what I seem to be doing. I can't seem to get it going. But anyhow, we'll get there. We're going to get there. Hold on. Okay, come on. Murphy wants to say hi. All right, so welcome back, everybody. I know we had about 10 people watching. If you're watching, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. And I'm so sorry that it happened again. I just don't know why this tablet is not working. And it's very, very frustrating because that's exactly what I purchased the tablet for as an extra expense so that I can do YouTube lives and my videotaping. Okay, buddy, you're going to have to go. I got to talk to the ladies. Okay, bye-bye. All right. He said hello. So when I was doing the live yesterday and I couldn't, my computer wasn't low enough, I forgot that I had put it on my electric desk. So now I have the desk at the lowest setting. So it's lowered the computer a little bit more. Just wondering if I can I'm just going to see if I can prop something underneath there so that maybe we can get a little bit of an angle. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, maybe that's better. I propped something underneath. Now you can see my desk. I'll have to back up if you want to see me and you get to see all of me. So, yeah, I just propped something under the camera, and now the lighting is the pits. Oh, Lordy, when you think you have everything all set up and it's not working. I don't know how Barbie and Lori do it, but they sure seem to have their act together, and I don't. Okay, I'm just going to move me over a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got Tanya, we've got Brenna, we've got Kathy. So there's 3 people watching. So we're just gonna move on because I want to get this done. Brenna, just breathe. You've got this. Oh, heart to you too. I just get very frustrated when things don't work. Okay, so as you guys know, because there isn't a thumbnail on this because I had to start a new live very quick, and I really hope people can find us with the new one. So 4 people are watching, so I'm very happy about that. But I mean, we had like 10 or 13 watching. Yay, Nancy! You found us again. So you and Brenna are here. Thank you. And I'm so sorry again. This tablet just can't seem to get YouTube, but as soon as I go on, and I went through the web browser, my Chrome on my tablet to go through that way instead of the app, still wouldn't work. So I went back on my computer. Yeah, definitely a learning curve. This drives me crazy because yesterday, like I said, Facebook Lives, no problem. I've been doing Facebook Lives for years. I sell Norwex on the side. During COVID, we did we always did Facebook Live Norwex parties. It was great. Anyhow, okay, we're doing the Magnolia Rae part 2 because we only got so far yesterday. So we're doing part 2 of Brenna's Sunshine Stitches Magnolia Rae pattern. So don't forget, she has these amazing templates that you can get on her Etsy store along with her pattern. And from now to August 22nd, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, she's offering 10% off with the code TREE60. So TREE60. There will be a link. Give me about 10 minutes after the live is finished. There will be a link and to go directly to her store if you haven't purchased the pattern and or the template. So she gifted me these templates. I love them because I've made about 12 bags now. And these templates, you can just map out your pattern on, and there is a cutting out video with the templates that I use, and I've never used templates before. Rave about them. One thing I forgot to mention with regards to the templates, because the fact that they're see-through, the beauty of it is if you have fabric and say you want to hone in, now I'm doing this backwards to what I'm seeing. Say you want to hone in on something. By the way, this is waterproof canvas from EMMALINE bags, and it is the night shades. And this camera does not do any of the colors. Nancy has hers in the cart. Yay! So anyways, this is from EMMALINE bags. I love this. It goes with so many things. It has purples and oranges and burnt oranges and greens. It goes great with the EMMALINE olive color waxed canvas. Good. Thanks, Nancy. Perfect. You can probably copy off the link off of the Facebook post or something somewhere. It's there. Anyhow, if you want to just say fussy cut around a pattern, like something that you want to focus on being your front main star of your bag, that's the beauty of the templates, is they're see-through. And you can center your pattern as long as you're not going backwards on the camera, and you can see exactly where your placement is going to be using the templates. And that's the beauty of the fact that they're clear. Now, these ones are fluorescent yellow or green, and I think she does them in clear and pink. So these are great because that's one thing I like, is you can move it to fussy cut an area and you can actually see it. So, all right, I'll put that back in my drawer under here. All right, so those are the templates, and then I'll just recap. Oh, and another thing is I don't know if she's going to be doing these or not, but anyhow, she sent me these, but these are really cute. So you can ask Brenna if or even she might say in the chat here, oh, she's trying to find a good purple. my favorite color. But these, she did see that with my, it might be hard to see, so I'll put it down there. She etched my logo in them. So she sent me a pink one, and of course the green or the yellow, you can see that better. And the clear, I think we like the clear the best. But these would be great to put on your bags with a silver or gold little chain. But I'm waiting for her to say that she's going to be making these. I think if she has enough interest, she just might, because I might get her to. Oh, great! Nancy posted the link to Brenna's shop. That's great. Her Etsy store. And if you, when you check out, if this isn't the link that takes you right to the Tree 60 discount, don't forget to add on checkout Tree 60, and that will give you a 10% discount on everything. Okay, so recap of what we did yesterday. We did our two D-ring connectors. We did our Velcro removable strap for the tumbler. We made the wristlet, and I'm using all Gunmetal Hardware. And so we made the wristlet. Now, like I said, I made my wristlet different than what Brenna has in the pattern. I make it like how Nicole Neal does on Sonar. But you do it whatever way you want. And we made the strap as well. Now, I haven't done anything with the strap yet because I want to see how long it is. Like I said, I don't have a 1/2-inch strap adjuster. So this is not going to be an adjustable strap. And then we did the front. So there's my bag tag from Alibaba. But this waterproof canvas is from Sam Fabric Creations. And there's the back with the little slider thing for your removable Velcro tumbler strap. And so this is from Sam Fabric, and it's a very vintagey rose. And then on the inside, I'm using from EMMALINE bag. It's their waterproof nylon pack cloth, 400 or 450 Denier. Oh, she said, so Nancy said yesterday, Brenna said she was working on it. Okay, so that would be those little keychains. So that would be great. All right, so now we've done the front and the back. So what we're going to work on right now is we're going to start working on the zipper panel. Just move my mouse out of the way. All right, so the zipper that I'm using is from Temu. Showed this yesterday, but it's this really pretty corally pink. It does have gold teeth, but see the difference to the gold teeth and how they're pointed like shark teeth? Not like our regular number 5 zipper pull like I get from Amazon by the yard. And then it came with these gold zipper pulls. So that's what I'm using for that. And then, so we have an exterior and we have the lining. So I've marked my centers on all of my pieces. Yeah, these are a little wonky because they had some cutouts already. So anyways, I did mark my centers. You can see them there. And I marked my centers on the zipper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1/8 inch. I'm going to see if I can lower you. You might not, my head's probably going to be cut off now. All right. And I can still, oh, and Brenna says she thinks the zipper teeth might be metal. Actually, they're plastic. They're plastic because I have cut through them. So anyhow, so I'm going to take the zipper tape and I'm just going to take a strip of double-sided tape and just run it across the top. Not from end to end because I cut my zipper tapes longer than what's needed. Okay, I'm gonna get my garbage here. And I was listening to the audio, the replay this morning actually, and the audio went funny in some areas. And I was trying to use my new mic system with the tablet and turn that off. All right, so I'm going to match the center of my exterior, and I'm putting it face down on, so right sides together with the zipper teeth up and the right side of that together. And I'm going to line my edges. How many? We have 4 watching, so a lot of people missed us. Yeah, thanks Nancy for catching those weird texts that were coming in. Okay, so we've got that attached. And of course, I already have my foam on my zipper tape. And then I'm going to put another strip of double-sided tape on the top there. On the wrong side of the zipper tape. And it's a hot one already again today. It's at least over 30 some odd Celsius. Ugh. Okay, and I'm going to put my right side of my lining so that the wrong side of the zipper teeth are up. The right side of your exterior is up, is face up. And then the right side of your lining goes down, matching your centers. And I match the right notches. And then I'm going to sew that down with just sew it down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I guess I did cut my zippers the right length. And everything is on. Yeah, okay. At least the sewing machine's working at the moment. Okay. And I'm still using the brown heavy duty Gutermann thread. It's got to be at least a 50. It's actually pretty heavy duty. It's almost as heavy. Like this is black. It looks brown, but it's black Opti Pop 70 Tech 70 thread from WAWAK. And this actually has the same thickness. So this heavy duty thread has to be, it's got to have a Tech 70. So I'm going to fold back my lining, finger press it away from the zipper teeth, and then finger press my exterior away from the zipper teeth. And then I'm going to just gently pull the lining and the exterior away from the zipper tape. And then I'm going to sew across the top at 1/8 of baste it. And then I'm going to do a 1/8 inch seam allowance top stitching across the bottom and then up the side just to seal everything. Yeah, I'm just so frustrated that tablet just won't work. And I can't delete the YouTube app off of the tablet. It won't let me. So I'm going to have to go in and see what I can do. Even though I tried to go through Chrome, which is the Android web browser, whereas Apple is Safari. Might be something else. It was Safari and Firefox before. Okay. I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. Okay. Yeah. That's where we started. Okay, so now I am going to put my zipper pull on. So I only use one zipper pull, especially on a bag this small. All right, we have 6 people watching. Yay! I'm just watching. I think okay. All right, just keep an eye on the comments, and thank you, Nancy and Brenna, for doing such a great job. You may need to use Google as it owns YouTube. Yeah, and of course, Android is all Google. So anyways, I'm going to put my zipper pull on. And at this point, I don't really care which way the zipper is going to open, whether to the left or to the right. But to put your zipper pull on, so see how you have, for anybody who's new at this, and see, that's the problem with this. It's blurry up close. So see, one of the teeth is sitting higher than the other one. That's the side I'm going to I'm going to put the pull on, and I'm going to do this backwards. So this is the side that it sits higher. least I think that is. Yep. And I'm just going to slide the pole on. Got to watch it because they'll come across, and then just pull this apart and then feed the other side into the other side. So your zipper pull is going to look wonky, and it's really going to look wonky. So what I do is keeping my finger on the top here so it doesn't go popping off, because that has done it. Honestly, when I first started putting zipper pulls on, it took me 3 hours literally to get one on, and I was so frustrated. If you think I'm frustrated with this YouTube. All right, so I'm just going to pop. What I do is I push, you can't see because that pulls in the way. I push my teeth together to line them up. And then as I'm doing that, I kind of shift up the side that's sitting lower and wonky so that it's sitting straight. Then I push the top down. I think I just pushed it out of alignment. Push the top down and you'll hear a bit of a click. And then you can pull the pull down. And then you don't have any bulging or anything that's wonky in there. And I found that on YouTube. And this is just how I figured it out. I do have zipper jigs that you can put the pull in and take your zipper and slide it in. And that, to me, it's just too much. Yeah, these teeth are plastic or resin. You know, they're not expensive. So, okay. All right. So then we've done that. We put the zipper pull on. And now we're going to take our D-ring connectors that we made yesterday. Okay. And we're going to take some 1/4-inch double-sided tape. And we're going to put them down one side. So I just want to see what my right and wrong side is. It doesn't really matter because you can't tell. All right. So I'm just going to put a piece of double-sided tape on the wrong side of each of these pieces. Okay, just like that. And then there's a certain measurement. So you're going to have your zipper facing and your zipper. You're going to have it zipper down on your desk like this. I'm just following what she has. And we're going to take the paper off the double-sided tape. And there's a certain measurement. I can't get it off. There's a certain measurement in the pattern of where to align the D-ring connector onto your zipper facing. So I kind of eyeball it, and you overhang it off the edge about 1/4 of an inch or so, and then leave it there. So I'm just eyeballing it, kind of like lining up with my top stitching, and I'll do it on the other side. And we're going to rivet these on. We're not sewing them on. Double-sided tape, make sure with the D-ring flat, and make sure your D-rings are pointing into the center and not sticking outward. And then I'm just going to make sure that this all measures the same. Okay. Yeah, okay, perfect. So this is what we have so far. Our D-rings are stuck. I'm trying to find the camera. All right, our D-rings are there, and they're stuck on by double-sided tape. And then we take our ruler, and I'm going to get my gel pen, and hopefully I'll be able to see the marks. And then from the D-ring, so with the D-rings laying flat, pointed inwards. Oh, and she says basted to the zipper panel. I haven't basted them. Sorry. And then measure a certain measurement from the D-ring and make a mark. So I kind of do it right from the edge. From the D-ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you just make a mark. And then there's another measurement from the D-ring as well. And these little marks that we're making, it's where we're going to be putting the rivets. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Oops, I'm gonna have to get my pen because I can't really see these marks on this fabric. Okay. I can see that one. And I can see that one. All right, so this one's easier to see. So there we have the marks here and closer to here. And of course, my lighting is not cooperating either. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my hole punch and my rivet press and my rivets, and I'm going to pop some holes into these marks I just made, centered in the D-ring connector. Now, one of the things that my punch, oh, it did go through. It has a hard time going through this waterproof nylon. It's just it's a little on the tougher side. Okay, those went through. And then I'm going to add Fray check to these holes that I punched because this is waterproof canvas, the exterior, and it still could fray. Actually, my punch is behaving really well today. All right. Okay, so as I mentioned yesterday, oops, hold on. I took my runners and my socks off, and Murphy's taken off of my socks. He's crazy. He has a thing about socks. I'll have to tell you about the little game after. So I have the holes in my D-ring connector. So I'm just popping a drop of fray check in each hole, because even though this waterproof nylon, it can still fray, I'm sure. I just want to be safe. And it'll all flow, just touching little dabs on. But this fray check I got from Amazon. And for anybody who has a scent allergy, it's unscented. It came in a pack of 2. I was supposed to post it on the other link, and I forgot. And I hope to remember this time. Okay, so I'm just going to take my gunmetal rivets, because I have Gunmetal Hardware. I want these little guys. And these ones might be 6 millimeter, because I don't have a super thickness here. So there's they're just really short ones. And I get my hardware from WAWAK. And it's wawak.ca. However, it does ship from New York. Oh, this isn't going on. There we go. When you hear the double cap rivet snap on, you know that it's on, but it's not seated. It's not. It hasn't been pressed into place, and they'll pop off. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me. Thank you for being here. You have no idea how much this means to me. And I apologize again for getting pretty discombobulated, but I'm very frustrated with this tablet, and I've got to figure it out. I've been on ChatGPT, I've been on Google, and right now I'm just pressing my my rivets, double cap rivets, and I'm just kind of seating them into that little concave spot. Yeah, I've gone on ChatGPT, I've gone on Google, I've gone on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out why my tablet won't work. And I know it works. I know everything works on the computer because I'm going through my web browser. I'm going through Chrome. And I've got to disable YouTube on here. Anyhow, there we go. Our D-ring connectors have been attached. I didn't baste at the ends. So, oh, Nancy, you're so sweet. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. This bag making community is just so wonderful and so amazing. And I'm very, very thankful that I found all you guys and I've met you through YouTube. So, okay, so the next step is now we're going to attach the bottom gusset. And I'm leaving everything overhanging. I'm not clipping my edges or anything like that. The one thing I do want to do is I do want to take my lighter to the edges of my zipper, especially since this zipper tape is from Temu, so it's not as good as what you might get from Zipper Valley or any of the amazing vendors that you guys have in the US. You have so many vendors for bag making in the US, and of course, Jeannie's Designs is one. So jeanniebags.com, I think, is her website. She has tons of hardware. If you're interested in some hardware, I have, well, on my website, www.360handmadebags.com, I have a big, huge back to school sale on right now for all in stock bags. They're really discounted. I'm trying to get rid of my inventory. And also, I do have, like on the main page, you scroll all down past the bags. Then the next section is my hardware. I do have some hardware for sale. So if you're interested, check that out as well. So hi, Joni. Thanks for joining in again. All right, so there we have that. And now we're going to take our exterior gusset and lining. And first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double-sided tape 1/8 across here and across here on the right sides, right across that edge, that top edge. And Brenna's measurements for this pattern are really, really great, that everything really fits well. Okay. And I'm just going to take the double-sided tape backing off of one side. Oh, we have 6 people watching. 6 people found us again. And I'm going to take, so this is the right side of the zipper facing. I'm going to take the right side of the bottom gusset, and I'm going to line these 2 edges up. Even though I have overhang, I'm just ignoring that. And I'm lining these 2 edges up with the double-sided tape. And then on the wrong side, I'm going to put another strip of double-sided tape on here. Or not the wrong side. Yeah, well, the wrong side. Okay. So we've got the right side exterior, right sides together with the zipper and the zipper gusset. And then I'm going to have the right side of the interior lining, right sides together with the interior lining gusset. And I'm going to line those up as well. And then I'm going to stitch that. Just want to see what okay, yeah. So I'm going with the measurement in the pattern, and I'm going to stitch across the top. I'm going to fold it open and press it open, finger press it open, and then do 1/8 of an inch top stitching. Oh, hold on. I got to flip it. That waterproof backing of the nylon is sticking to my sewing machine bed. Okay. All right, so I've done the seam allowance. Oops, see, everything sticks. Okay, so I'm going to fold back the right side of there with the, and put the wrong sides together of the exterior bottom gusset with the wrong sides of the lining gusset. And I'm going to top stitch that at 1/8 seam allowance, 1/8 inch. Air conditioning just kicked on, so there's some noise. I hope anybody else who was watching, except for those weird comment people, I guess that happens all the time. I don't know. I don't ever remember it happening when I was a moderator for Jeannie's Designs. So, all right. So now we've got that stitched on with a 1/8 inch seam allowance. I'm going to take the backing off of this side that we had put the tape on, and I'm going to fold my right side of the bottom gusset up to this line and line up the edges. And then I'm going to flip it over so that the lining side is showing, and I'm going to put another strip of double-sided tape along that top edge. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this piece of the bottom gusset, which that's the right side of the lining, and I'm going to fold it up to this edge here. And then everything matches beautifully, but because you've got this wonkiness going on here and you've got a lot of pulling and stress on this end, I'm just going to put a couple of clips there just so that it doesn't pull open as I'm stitching it across. And then we will get to the next step. I love it when pattern pieces all match. Because sometimes when I've built my zipper, you know, your zipper facing with the zipper attached onto it, because your zipper tape, some are 1.5 inches wide, some are 1 inch, some are 1.25 inches, that can alter your measurement for your zipper facing to match your zipper, your bottom gusset lining and exterior. And sometimes in some patterns, when I'm cutting out all my pattern pieces, I don't cut out the bottom gusset and lining until I have completely made my zipper facing and zipper, and then I can measure it to see exactly what the actual measurements are, because your zipper tape, every zipper tape is a different width for whatever. And yeah, Brenda says that, yeah, the bottom gusset, yeah, it can be, they can all be different. It just all depends on what size zipper tape you use. If you use a number 3 zipper tape, it'll be narrower. You've got narrower teeth, and the actual tape can be narrower, but this one actually measures, it's bigger. It measures, I think at least 1.25 inch. So now you've got this beautiful wonkiness. So you're just going to kind of flip it all out like that. So it's, you know, right side out, but then you've still got this wonkiness here. So take your lining and pull it up your bottom line, your bottom gusset lining, and match the wrong sides together with your bottom gusset. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to, and then what I do is then I turn the whole thing, your whole circle inside out, because I find it easier to sew that way. And then I'm going to start at this end where we have already done the top stitch. I'm going to sew all the way, baste it all the way down to here, go across with top stitching, and then baste it all the way back up this side. And it doesn't look like it's going to fit because it looks like it's all really out of whack, but honestly, it does fit. And just as I don't clip, so just as you sew, just make sure that your exteriors and your linings are matching on the edges, and they should, because this pattern is very, very well written. I've had other bags where they've been really, the measurements are really out of whack, or maybe that's just my cutting. I can't get my YouTube working on the tablet, so maybe it's just me. Sorry, seems to be jiggling a lot. And just give it a gentle pull as you go, and then that helps to line up your edges. And it also helps so that when you get to the very end where you're going to top stitch across, it all lines up. And don't forget, when you get to your end and you're going to pivot to go down, make sure that your needle is on the way up, so it catches the bobbin underneath. Then lift your presser foot, turn and pivot, and then you can start stitching across, and you won't get that skip stitch in the corner that you get a kitty corner skip stitch in your corners. Okay, so this is what we have so far. There's the wrong side. Nothing's going to be super even or anything like that. And then there's your right side. Now, of course, my top stitch, when I basted these two together, it didn't catch underneath. That's not a big deal. It will all get caught in the end. Okay, so now we're going to attach the right side. We're going to attach the front panel first because that's the panel that gets attached to the zipper right away. And I do have my centers marked, top and bottom. But first, before we do that, just to make sure that we do have our centers, take your two seams. So your seam here and your seam here, line them up. Make sure that they're lined up on the inside. Fold it all the way down. And I've already cut my centers, so they're already there and they're already matching. So yay, that's a bonus. The sewing went well. And the same on this side too. So I've already cut my centers out of my zipper and here as well. So my centers are good. Turn that inside out. Like I said, I'm not worried about what side my zipper is going to go on. A lot of bag makers always have it oriented so that when you close the zipper, it closes to the left. Myself personally, I'd rather the zipper closing to the right because I carry my bag on my left shoulder and it hangs down on my right side. So when the zipper closes to the right, then it's right there for me to grab instead of me having to pull the purse over and then grab on the far side. So it just all depends on your preference. This one, if I put it on just the way the zipper is oriented, and when I match the center of the zipper to the center of the front panel, if you hold on to it and then lift it, then you're going to see that this zipper is, because of the way Brenna had us do it, it's going to close to the left. Now you can put a double zipper on before you do any of this. You can put one coming from one end and one coming from the other so that you have a double pull zipper. I always find that the one zipper never gets used. And I've said this before, when I make bags for people, I ask them, do they want one zipper pull or two? And they said, oh no, just one, because they never use the one. Okay, so because these are pretty tight corners, and this is a little bitty bag, what I do, some people staple your zipper onto here, and and you're not supposed to cut into your zipper tape. I do, but because it does get sewn in. But what I do is I will run, because this is small enough, I'm going to run 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape all around the perimeter of the front and back pieces. And then what that helps also is it'll help keep your zipper tape on. You're still going to clip these pieces on, but it just helps it stay put. I don't have much success with stapling, and there's nothing worse than trying to pull those staples out afterwards. So I look for the fastest and easiest streamlined solutions possible. So, yeah. Just out of curiosity, is there anybody out there with medical experience or anything? My husband has had chronic hiccups for several days now, and they just can't stop. He's had them before in the past. His doctor gave him medication. It didn't work. This is before, but now. Okay, exactly. I've had the bottom gusset to be slightly large. Okay, I was wondering about that. Nancy said, for every negative statement, you must say 3 positives. Yeah, you're right, Nancy, because, unfortunately, I'm really bad with self-talk not being great. But all right, so I've run double-sided tape all around the perimeter. This helps. This does help a lot. And this bag's small enough that you can do that. So I'm going to take my zipper. One of the things you can do is open up your zipper tape, which helps the flexibility of this a little better too. And I'm just going to line up the, I'm going to start from the center of my zipper tape, lining it up with the center mark of the bag. And I do clip it in place. And that zipper, the double-sided tape helps a lot. So I'll do the top. And then I'll flip it, and then I'll do the same for the bottom straight edges. And then I work my way around. And the tape doesn't want to stay. Now I put foam in this bag. If you can use an interfacing if you want, or I think the first one that we made when I was a pattern tester for this pattern, the beige, more faux leather that I made that sold right away. And that's actually a picture in the back of the pattern. I didn't use anything. I didn't use any interfacing, and I didn't use any foam. And it turned out it was perfect. Okay, so I'm just working my way around those corners. You can pull your zipper tape a little bit too. There is a little flexibility. Your zipper pull will get in the way when you sew it and when you clip it, so you can move that out of the way as you work your way around. Okay, and then what I do is I always pin around to this where the bottom gusset starts to has a join. And then I work the bottom part. And oops, see, the tape is coming off and sticking to me. Not good. How many people have we got? Oh, we have 5. Maybe those other people that were online were those ones making those funny comments. That's weird, eh? I was wondering about that, you know, when you see some things like that. Okay. Just have to fix that one corner. Yeah, it's pulling. My double-sided tape is coming off, and it's so hot. But I guess for people who do like the staples, you can get tiny little mini staplers too. I have a big honking office one, so that doesn't work as well. Come on, get up there. But I hope you guys are, you know, that this tutorial live is beneficial, and that maybe you've learned something too. All right, so I've clipped all around, and I still have this part. So one of the things that, oh, who is it? Oh, Jess from Oakland Roots does. So she takes it to, you know, and she kind of pushes the front or back panel into the gusset, and it creates a little bit of a bowl, and that helps to fit your edges and your corners better. And I'll show you what I mean, because at least the double-sided tape will hold it. And then that helps to keep them, it helps to keep everything in place without having to snip. And I found that I didn't have to snip to expand the facing, the gusset facing at all with this bag. But you create like a little bowl, and it goes, you know, and it just all sits in really, really nice, and your edges meet perfectly. You still clip them, of course. And then I'm going to sew this up at the seam allowance in the pattern. And if you need a stiletto, get it, you know, to hold the corners down, then that works too. But what I use are my snips. I have, because they're double pointed so that they can hold right down and they hold everything down in place as I need it. And this bag is pretty flexible to squish as you sew it. So I'm just coming around that bottom curve, and I'm just going to pull up some of that facing to line up my edges. Yeah, these snips really help because they really hold things in place. I have a set of the hemostats, but I don't really like, I bought them and they're great because they hold things and you can pull them. But the problem is they got those little clicky things and it's hard to get them undone again. This is fighting me today. We have to go around that corner again. And just keep moving your corners out of the way. If you have to lift your presser foot to realign, that works too. Yeah, I'll redo that corner just to be on the safe side. Sorry, this is the time-consuming part, getting around the zipper. But it all works beautifully. Okay, we're almost there. This is where, when I'm doing the videos, the tutorials, and I'm recording, I can stop the camera, do what I have to do, so you guys aren't just all sitting there twiddling your thumbs, unless you're sewing along with me, which would be great. Okay, I just want to go down that one side again and fix that corner. Get the zipper pulled out of the way. Hi, Frankie. I hear you. Hey, you coming to check out everything and say hi to everybody? Yep, move your bum. This is Frankie, in case you haven't seen her before. Okay. All right, so there we have it all sewn on. And you can turn it outside right to check to make sure everything is good. Push everything, and then of course now we have to get out of the way. It's like a bloody zoo around here. That's a comedy show. All right, so there it is. That looks pretty good. All right, now comes the binding. So I do my binding, usually I have a 1-inch grosgrain that I use, and I can just fold it in half like that little taco that we made, fold it in half so it's even on the front and the back. And then I sew it all the way around. And but I have red on order. I have red on order, and I wanted to make sure that I was using red. So what I have done is I've cut 1.5 inch long strip of binding so that I'm going to sew it on. I'll show you in a sec, but I have to change my thread out because I don't want brown thread on the lining. So just give me a sec with the thread. I don't need the brown anymore. And change my bobbin out too. Okay, put my red one in. It just gives a more finished look having the same color thread. Okay, just have to get up. Yeah, I was mentioning last night that when I got this jack, the manual that came with it was in a different language. There was nothing about how it was threaded or anything like that. So I had to go on YouTube and kind of see what they did with another model that's not quite the same as this, and then figure out how it threaded. So you don't find a lot on this particular model of jacks. It's a 6380. And they've discontinued this model. It's just a very basic straight stitch. Okay. Now the hard part, getting the thread in the hole. I'm trying to see the hole out of my glasses. I did it. Woohoo! Okay. So with the binding, I'm going to undo my zipper. So I've got a bunch of pieces all sewn together because I was trying to use some scraps. So what I do is I'm going to start at the side here, at this side. And it's basically, I put the right side of the binding together with the right side of the lining of the bottom of the gussets. I fold over the rough edge about a 1/2 inch or so. I don't pin it, I just pin it to start. And then as I'm sewing it, I sew it 1/4 inch seam allowance. Actually, I'm going the wrong way. I need to start here. So I sew it 1/4 inch seam allowance and stitch it on, or maybe less than 1/4 inch. And then when I finish stitching it all the way around, then I take it and fold it over, and then fold it over the rough edge, then fold this over and fold it over. So I'll show you what I do after I get to that point. Binding was never my forte, but I'm getting better at it. So yeah, this part I don't clip it on, just because I can join, even up the edges. And just use my thread snips just to keep everything in place, like a stiletto. And probably a lot of you guys use this method too. It'd be a lot easier if I had the 1-inch grosgrain, believe me. I just have to put it on and sew it on, one row only. I'm just coming up to the edge. Like I said, I'm a very, very slow sewer. Make sure that this excess is out of your way and out of your stitching area, so it doesn't get caught. I'm just going along the top of the zipper now, and where my seams are, where I've joined my pieces of waterproof canvas to make a longer lining. I'm just splaying them open like butterfly wings. In that corner. Oh, we're still down to 4 people. I know there were more people when this thing started, but I guess we lost them. I think what I might do is on YouTube, there are some gurus, I call them gurus, but they're quite adept at doing lives and stuff. And I know Barbie uses, and I think Lori both use Apple, but they use streaming software because they do their lives and stuff like that together. But I'm going to see if there's anybody who knows why I can't get my tablet to work with YouTube. Okay, I'm just coming up to my zipper pull, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. Oh, and I am coming to the end of the binding. All right, so I'll trim that off. Probably trim too much off. Yeah, trim too much off. Or not enough. Okay. All right, it's not pretty, but there you have the one edge of the binding all sewn on. I like the fold over elastic, but using grosgrain won't fray either. Yeah, the grosgrain doesn't fray. It's a nice edge, and I get this massive roll from Amazon. Actually, there's my black, and I've used a lot of it. And I have beige and I have red coming. So, and it's not expensive. Okay, so this is where I will clip. So I pull all the lining right side out here. Unfortunately, yeah, there is some stitching you're going to see. But what I do is, I'm just looking at comments. Like fold over. Yeah, the Barbie and Jan and Lori and they all use StreamYard, but I also think they're working with Apple. I mean, a computer is a computer is a computer, no different than a car is a car is a car. They all do the same thing. They just have different. They just all have different. Your trash can might be up in the top left on a PC, and it might be on the bottom right for an Apple. But it's all the programs. But for some reason, this tablet is just not working. Okay, so then what I do is I just take where the two ends I've got folded and joined. I fold them over kind of where down to this raw edge, fold them over, and then fold it over top of the raw edge, creating that. And then I clip it. And I do that all the way around. This is what takes time. And the beauty of this type of doing the 1.5 inch wide strip, of course, it does. Your edges don't have to be perfect. But the beauty of this is if you have a narrow seam like going around your zipper, you can fold over more to create a tighter binding. And then when you have a thicker seam where, like, say you've got your gussets joining, it's thicker, so then you're not going to fold over as much of this. It gives you some leeway to adjust according to the thickness of your raw edge seam. which is what I like. Sometimes it might be too thick, or it might just be too much, the 1.5 inch. And then sometimes it's not thick enough, or, you know, for what you're doing. So right now I'm just clipping this, just doing it here. Have you done the technique where you stitch the gusset, stitch your binding to the gusset before you stitch it to? Yeah, Lynn's Handmade, I was just making something of hers, and I can't remember what it was. And that's how she does it now. And it's great. I don't know why I didn't do. Oh, I know why, because I didn't have wide enough. I didn't have wide enough grow grain at the time, and I didn't have enough of the lining to make a matching binding. But then the beauty of this also, with, you know, using, I mean, the black grow grain that I have is great if I have a black interior, but it would really stand out. You know, if you want your bag to look pretty, having a matching binding to match your lining inside is, to me, ideal. Then that just finishes the bag off and gives it a lot more professional look as well. I've never tried the elastic. Yeah, the Rae Dual Zip does that. I think she started, but I know I was watching something of hers that she was doing that with. I can't remember what it was. In fact, I was making the bag. Maybe it was the Raina that I was making. All right, we're almost done. And then I'm just going to stitch this around. Make sure I don't bend my zipper tape. Might not be the neatest folding, but we're getting there. All right, we have 6 people watching. Yay! Who else is watching that hasn't said hi? I just really appreciate you guys being here. You have no idea. Okay, so now I have it all clipped on, all folded over. That's where it's sewn in on the one side, and then I have it clipped to the underside. So I'm just going to stitch that all around. Oh, there goes a clip. Oh, if I can't find it, Frankie will find it. She always steals them on me. Alrighty, let's sew this baby up. I just saw Nancy welcome Kathy and Tanya. So thanks, guys, for watching and being here, for finding us again. And some of my methods might be not what you guys would do, but whatever works also is good too. The way I look at it. If it works, it works. Get that out of the way. Just going around the zipper again. I kind of like the look of this bag. Like I say, I guess I'm like Barbie. Every bag I make, it's like, oh, this is going to be my bag. All right, I'm just at the zipper pull, so I have to just give it a tug to close it up and get it out of the way. All righty. And where's my lighter? There it is. Oh, air conditioning is coming back on. It must be pretty hot out there. Okay, so it's not as neat and tidy here, but you're not going to see it. It's on the inside, and there it is on this side, the gusset side. So now I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, first of all, I have to sew the back on. So I'm going to put double-sided tape all around the back piece to help stick that onto the gusset. Yeah, Murphy has this thing about socks. And this might sound crazy, but the things we do for our fur kids. Anyway, I have a pair of my socks. They're clean. And I keep them on the end table in the living room when we're watching TV. And when he goes outside at night, like he's always taking them, and he shakes them, and he just likes to play with them. And so I have this one little pair of socks. They're clean. And when he goes outside about 10:30 for his last pee of the night, I take the socks and I throw them in far corners of the living room and kitchen. And when he comes in, it's his job to find them. I mean, for a little guy, he's quite the little retriever. The cat knocks things off the table or the counter because, she goes on the counters and that. And she does it for her entertainment so that she can watch him run and pick things up. Like if it's a half loaf of bread, he'll come and he'll drag it over to me and he brings it all back to me. So, oh, Lori's here. Hey, Lori, I need to pick your brain because I cannot get this YouTube live going on my Samsung tablet and it is driving me bananas. Okay, so I've put double-sided tape all 1/8 all the way around the outside of the back pocket, and I'm just going to line it up with the zipper and bottom gusset and lining up my centers. Oh, I didn't even mark my centers on here. Ooh, hold on. I'm surprised I didn't do that. I missed something. All right, I'll just take that. Yeah, Lori, I need to pick your brain. You're sick. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that I've got the top going on the top. Oh, I almost didn't. Okay. Line my centers and I'll put. Oh, Lori's husband is sick? Oh, he has COVID. Oh. I haven't heard of COVID around for a long time, but it's still out there. I mean, it's always going to be out there now. So I hope he's okay. Yeah, it's just going to be one of those things that's going to be around. All right, I'm just matching up the sides. Thank goodness for that double-sided tape. Everything matches perfectly. The corners all match perfectly because they're perfect templates and a perfect pattern. I'm supposed to go visit on Thursday and turn around an hour. Oh. Thanks for being here, Lori. We've got YouTube royalty on my little baby YouTube channel. Yeah, we got Lori's a Canadian, but are you a dual citizen, Lori? You're Canadian and US? Alrighty. Okay, so I have it all pinned. Make sure I got the right sides up, going the right way. That's a good thing. And I'm just going to stitch all around that perimeter. Oh, get the right side up. This is where it gets a little difficult. You've got to be able to squish your bag, because it can get a little bulky here. This is where we're going to need some muscles around these bottom corners. Sure, I'm catching everything on the underside as well. It's the silence. You guys keep chatting while I'm working on this, muscling around these corners. All right, home stretch on this thing. Okay, so I've done the stitching all around here. I'm just going to check to make sure I caught everything and I don't see any light of day showing through. Everything looks good. Okay, so I'm going to start my binding. I hope I have enough here that I cut. And go this way. And I'll just start sewing this on. So you guys chat amongst yourself. I'm just going to sew the first leg of the binding on. Get that under. Oh, I can't wait to see the finished bag because this is so cute. And the fabric is so nice too. Just such an antique-y look. The roses. And last night when I said that it traveled, I said Brenna was in Idaho, and I'm sorry, she's in Iowa. The two I states. I have to remember Iowa, because if you're a Trekkie, like I am, that's where James T. Kirk will be born, is somewhere in Iowa. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the the comments. Yeah, for some reason I can't get the tablet to go horizontal for the live, and I had my settings. I checked all my settings, and then it was you know how you have your navigation bar down at the bottom? It was covering the buttons to click next and then to go live, and it was just like, oh, so I had to switch over to my computer again. And it's working. You guys can still see me, but it's not it's not why I bought the tablet and spent the money to buy the tablet. I mean, the tablet's working great for my video tutorials. But it was also supposed to be for the lives as well, just because I was doing everything on my phone, but then I was getting these ghost circles from my front camera on my phone because I had broken my screen when the phone was, I dropped it and the screen broke when it was just about 2 months old, and the phone was only 2 months old. Okay, we're getting there. But I set the live up as a, as a scheduled live. And it was all ready to go. And I thought, okay, well, I'm hopping on early and starting it early just so that I know that everything's working fine. And it appeared to be, and then I couldn't get it to go vertical or to go horizontal, and it was only vertical. It has to be something in the Samsung settings. And maybe I need to connect a, like StreamYard or something, but I don't want to have to pay for anything, because I was telling Lori and Barbie that I'm trying to keep my costs down at this point. Buying the tablet was an expense I wasn't expecting because I was trying to do everything on my phone, but the front camera was leaving those little ghost spots, and they're getting worse. The back camera works great, but then you can't see what you're recording on the back from the back camera. Oh, I missed some spots. Hold on, guys. Just getting around those curves. Anyways, I'm going to get there. I have faith. And you guys have faith in me too, which is great. Just when you're an anal perfectionist, like maybe I might be, it's just frustrating. And I'm right into tech. And when these things don't work, I find that very frustrating. Perhaps I used to teach computer classes, basic computer. Oh, this one corner just doesn't want to get caught. Come on, get under. All right, I'm just going to go in a little deeper. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry, guys. It's taking... Oh, Barbin, you don't pay. And thanks. I got this. Well, you guys have been a big help too. And I'm trying to... And I learn by my mistakes, and I learn by figuring things out too. So, all right. So we have the 1.5 inch lining on here. So again, I'm just going to fold it over and clip it and then sew it. And then we just have the the strap to finish when I know how long I'm going to be making it. Because like I said, I don't have an adjustable tri-glide that's a 1/2 inch. So I'm just making it as a non-adjustable strap. But fold the lining over. This waterproof nylon pack cloth of EMMALINE bags is really, really nice to work with, and it makes a wonderful lining, and it's not expensive either. I guess for the US, for you guys in the US, it'd be even less expensive because I think you make money on anything that you purchase from Canada, but I'm not sure how it works from the shipping standpoint now, and if things are being shipped to the US because of these tariffs. So Like I said before, I don't typically purchase from the US anyway, even long before the tariffs came in, just because the exchange rate is just so expensive. And then I'm hit with a massive duty at the door. Always tie a knot if too long. Always tie a knot. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you're back home in September, so you have it shipped to Calgary. Are you going to your mom's for a visit? Is it canning time? Is that when you last went back to Calgary? I have family in Calgary as well. In Calgary and British Columbia. My dad's from Powell River, British Columbia. My mom, born in Toronto, her dad was military, so from a long line of Army brats. My dad joined the military when he was just 17. And after he joined up, he was fresh out of the seminary. He was going to become a priest. And then he decided, nope, that wasn't the life for him. And he joined the military as a machinist. And right after his basic training, he was just 17 years old, and they shipped him off to Korea because at that time it was peacekeeping. And there was no peacekeeping. He was a good shot with the rifle, and he had to protect the perimeter of the camp, and he had to shoot to kill, unfortunately. So he had to, so someone fresh out of the seminary having to do something like that kind of goes against your beliefs and humanity. But you had to do what you had to do, I guess. All right, we're finishing this binding. We're getting there, guys. What's our time? Okay. It's going to go a lot faster on this side because I don't have the zipper to go around. It may not be perfect, but who's going to sit and critique my binding? Hopefully not anybody. Come on, get up there. Oh, go. On the home stretch, guys. Yay, it's done. Oh, so anyways, what I was saying about Murphy, speaking about Murphy. Okay, come on. So what I was saying about Murphy and my socks. So he has to find them wherever I throw them when he comes in from his last pee at the end of the night. And then he gets his good boy treats. Don't you? Yeah. You're a good retriever. Okay, down you go. He looks like a Jack Russell now that he's been all shaved down. And he had like 3 inches of fur, and he was so cute when he had his all his fur. All right, just let me find these. Okay. It's done. Yay. Okay, we're turning the bag. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't sew in my Made in Canada label. Just give me a quick sec. So they come this way. I get them on Etsy from some guy in the UK. So what I do is I put a little strip of double-sided tape on the inside, and then I fold it. And he sells them, I think, 48. Price is really good, so I ordered two sets of 48. And I put another piece of double-sided tape on one side. So I can take my binding, because it didn't catch very well there, and I'm going to shove that in under the binding. And I'm going to clip it into place. And I'm going to sew it on. It's a fast, quick sew. change my... But I appreciate you guys all being here. I'm at 925 subscribers today. So that's amazing. I'm just so thankful that you guys have all the subscribers. I'm just thankful that my channel has grown so fast in 1 month. It's kind of at a standstill right now, but that's okay. It's the summer. People are on holidays. And I'm at 22 or 2,300 watch hours because I guess that's how they base monetization, but I'm not worrying about that because I'm just enjoying doing this. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. But 925 subscribers as of before we went live, and the 2 lives today. And all right, there, I just quickly sewed it in. So when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live. And I just hope I get this tablet working. But in some way, we're going to do a live. And I'm going to do a draw just as a thank you for people who have, people who are there and have subscribed and got me to 1,000 subscribers. And then I'll just do it on live. And then you have to be there to win, whatever it is that I wind up giving away. I mean, I have fabrics, I have threads, I have a bunch of stuff. So this is so cute. I love this pattern, Brenna. I'm going to make a few more. Actually, I might even make some in denim, because they're, somebody might like some denim. And I was also thinking I have some clear gel, like the jelly stuff, just to make some quick little ones for little kids that, at these craft shows that I have. Okay, there it is, guys. Woo! Zipper's done. Isn't that cute? That antique rose looks so great. And then we have, of course, our strap that will go on the back. Yay, we got there. Okay, so let me just measure my strap just to see how long it is. So that's 47 inches. 47, 57. Oh, yeah, I don't need it that long. Oh, I'm just going to cut the ends off and work with it. So one of the things this table has all along here, this measurement here, that's built in or painted on or whatever, it's in metric. And I might be Canadian, but I don't do metric in a lot of stuff. I'm just burning the ends, these raw ends of this strap. And what I do is I squish them down and kind of seal them if you don't have strap ends. So anyways, I just ignored it, but I thought, I really need something to measure here. Plus I have my cutting mat here and this one. And of course I used to have the electric desk over here. So I had a full run of the cutting mat, but I was really wanting something here, especially doing the tutorial. So I just took one of the, like a plastic tape measure thing. And I put double-sided tape all along here and ran it across the edge of my table. But the problem is now when I have something, it gets caught and I can't kind of like my washers for my magnetic snaps and stuff. All right, so I'm just melting the ends. This is this is what I do because it just helps to seal the edges so they don't fray. Okay, and I've got my 2 1/2-inch swivel clasps. And I'm just going to clip them because I just want to see how long this bag's going to be before I do any riveting. And of course, if anybody does buy it and it winds up being too long for them and I'm available, then I can cut it and re-rivet it. In fact, when I go to the vendor shows, I might bring my rivets and things like that, just in case there's somebody who's really tiny. base my straps on my size and my height. Okay, so I have them clipped. And like I said, this is not adjustable. Okay, there it is. How cute is that? So if I go over this way, so that sits just perfect. Just right there for me is perfect. Isn't that cute? That has to be the cutest little bag. Oh. Alrighty, let's get my rivets out again. I'm going to put 2 rivets because I've got it folded over so much. So I'm going to do 2 rivets on here. How much is on this side? Looks pretty even. And like I said, I do a lot of eyeballing. Brenna says, cute, cute, cute. Well, it is cute. It's your baby. You designed it and you did a great job. Actually, what I should just do is take this off the bag and make it a lot easier, wouldn't it? Okay. And I'm just going to get the Fray check and pop some drops in those holes. And Nancy says, such a nice bag. Great job designing, Brenna. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Just pop some Fray check in the holes. This is where you get Fray check all over your fingers. Oh, and I took my Band-Aid off my finger. Now I can feel the Fray checks kind of stinging the little hole, my sliced finger. All right, 2 more rivet holes and then we are done. And then I just want to quickly show you what I'm kind of working on. I haven't finished it, but I had a friend of mine from the, she was our health and safety officer at our school board. And she's like 4 foot nothing. And she's small but mighty. Her name's Natalia. And she wanted me to design a bag for her that has a double zipper pocket, two zippered pockets. And I did a prototype and I confided with with Brenna because I didn't want her thinking that I was kind of copying this bag, the Magnolia Rae, and I just wanted her to say just to let me know that it wasn't I wasn't copying it, because I wasn't. I mean, all the bags are the same. When you look at the construction of any bag, and any bag, the base, like if you just do a simple zipper pouch, that's the basis of any bag. So anyhow, I kind of semi-modified it because didn't like how some of it turned out. So I'm just going to do the rivets now, just press the rivets. Like I said, I got to be careful with pushing anything because of this hernia. Oh, and I've been on Wegovy for a month, which is the weight loss version of Ozempic, and I've lost 7 pounds. So I'm happy about that. Still have a long way to go. Okay. All right, there's our strap. I'm going to have to show this off. Okay, there we go. There's the Magnolia Rae with the matching wristlet, of course, because it matches the bag and the strap, and then the Velcro closure as well to go on our back, to go onto our tumbler. So yay. Hi, Sabrina. Oh, so-and-so. So Sabrina, Thanks for coming back and for being there last night as well. Still had technical difficulties today. Yeah, we're getting there. But anyhow, so there's our finished Magnolia Rae. Zipped all up. And then along the front wall, we have the 3 card slots. Still tons of room to put 2 card slots in each slot. And then on the back wall, it's just open. So there's lots of room. Oh, there's my phone. Lots of room for your phone. Now, my phone has corners. It's a Samsung S23 Ultra, so I have to kind of fit it into the bag, but it fits in there, and there's lots of room for other things too. I think this might even be tall enough for like a small water bottle as well. Yes, I'll post the pictures to the Facebook group as well. But isn't this just the cutest, eh? So thanks again, Brenna, for sending me those templates, because you guys, I'm telling you, that makes the world of difference. These templates. There's the camera. And this, I think this is the full set. And it has this really cute little cable thing to attach them all to. And I have them hanging up here. I think you can see them here. Can you see them there? No. If I had my tablet, you'd be able to see them better, but you'd see them on the tablet. You can't, it's just not high enough. But, and like I said, if you're one of the beauties of having clear templates, whether they're the green or the pink or the clear, is if you're focusing on something that you want front and center on your bag, like say this flower. This is EMMALINE waterproof canvas as well. The beauty of the template is you can see exactly through it. You can see through it so that you can center your template right around what you want to be front and center. And if you're kind of fussy cutting around, say this particular bloom. So, and Debbie says hi. Hi, Debbie, welcome. And Brenna says yes. So come and support her, because she's just posted the link, because until August 22nd, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can get 10% off the purchase of the pattern and 10% off the purchase of the templates. And Brenna makes these templates. So that's, I think that's cool. And then also she's, I think she's looking into these, but making these little keychains for if we're wanting them. I think she just did these just to try them out, but there's the orangey pink and the fluorescent yellow. And, keep off your bags when you're getting a mortar or something. So there's the Magnolia Rae and the one that we did today. And thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, we have 12 people watching now. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. Typically on my videos on the bottom right corner, there is a little red subscribe button, and you just have to click that and subscribe. It's right there. It's handy dandy. And I appreciate you guys all being here. So I'm going to show, I'm going to show what I'm working on. So this bag, Natalia asked me to make, and like she's 4 foot nothing. So it has to be a certain size. So I made a bigger version. She wanted like a double zipper bag and certain things. So this is the first prototype of what I made. I don't like it. I was showing Brenna because I wanted her to know that it's not that I didn't copy anything from anybody's pattern. I sat and came up with my own shape because it's more rounded at the top. And this is bigger than what Natalia wants. But and then I sat with my when I got my shape all drawn out, hand drawn, nothing fancy. And then I took this measuring tape and went all around the edges to measure the circumference, and then figured out how big the bottom gusset and the zipper gussets were going to be. It's like, yeah, math, it really taxed my brain. So I don't know what I'm calling this. I was thinking, you know, of calling it Brenna, not because of Brenna, but because my eldest daughter's name was Brenna. And, you know, this would be my first pattern, but it's a double zip pocket. There's some issues I don't like of how I made it. When we were looking at the side gussets for the two panels, Brenna said that it looked like butt cheeks, and it does look like butt cheeks. But the back is plain. There's room. You could put another slip pocket at the front, at the back. But I put this magnetic snap zip pocket or slip pocket on the front, so that her phone can go in, and it's magnetic snap closure. Now she wants it smaller than this. This one actually measures about 6.5 by 8.5, and she wants it about 5.5 by 7, just because she's so tiny. And anyhow, so. So Brenna said, yeah, the butt crap bag. Well, there's a good name, the butt crack bag. Yeah, but so, yeah, my eldest daughter's name was Brenna. She passed away, and her name was Brenna Elizabeth as well, although her Elizabeth is spelt with a Z, not an S. And when she was 14 and a half back in 1995, she was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer on her spine. It was very, very rare. So after chemo and radiation and bone marrow transplant, 18 months worth of that, she didn't survive, which we knew would happen just because it was such a rare form of cancer. So she's my first baby. She was born in 81. So I was thinking of naming this Brenna, but then I thought, I don't know. Then I thought, okay, well, then I asked my daughter, Ashley, and she goes, no. Asked my granddaughter, Deja. She said, no, I don't want my name out there. And then I thought, well, Marilyn, because of my mom. But then Lynn's Handmade has a bunch of Marilyn. Thanks, Nancy. And Brenna's not a very common name. And then when I was at the hospital, when I was taking care of my parents, and my dad had a stroke and taking care of my mom in a separate location. I was sitting at the hospital with my dad. He was having a transfusion, and then I was following Barbie's live she was doing, and then Brenna posted that she was just able to sew along with Barbie, and I'm like, Brenna Elizabeth. So that was pretty cool. I'm like, hey, my daughter's name, because it's not a very common name. Anyhow, so this has the slip pocket at the front. This fabric here is from Sam Fabric Creation. The lining I'll show you in a second. It's mauve or lavender twill, but isn't that pretty? I did the Katie hip bag tutorial is out of the same fabric. So I just did a 1/2 inch crossbody strap. Now, I messed up the D-ring connectors, and I wound up making them in the end like Brenna's from the Magnolia Rae, only because of the fact that my intention was to have 1 inch wide D-ring connectors in the center, and then I forgot to add them. And then it wouldn't have worked out the way the zippers are. So the new one I'm making, and then the zipper pockets are, let me take my phone out. So the front zipper pocket, oops, I'm caught. And this has a small adjuster on it. But there's the lavender mauve twill from EMMALINE bags. So the front pocket has a slip pocket inside. And then the back pocket has, on the back wall, a zipper pocket. And then there's my Made in Canada. So, I mean, this will go up for sale. It's just a prototype. It's all bound inside. But what I'm finding, the intent is to have a zipper here and a zipper here. And then the center is just one solid piece. And then the butt crack bottom gusset is one piece all the way around. So as I started working out the new prototype, still working on the same size, because when I get it down pat, then I'll reduce it to fit Natalia at her 4'0" frame. Anyhow, so this is the fabric that I'm using. Isn't that pretty? This is embossed. faux vinyl or whatever. And this is from Temu. And it's all, you know, metallic-y purples, of course, and antique brass. So I've got the front and the back made already with the slip pocket. And then the lining is from Sam Fabric Creation. And now this twill from EMMALINE bags that I used here is a heavier duty. And I did use the foam. So the foam I've been using is the Sew In, or it's the Sew Something by Annie. Boy, I'll tell you, you get a package of that. That stuff lasts a long time. So I did put foam in this, same with the Magnolia Rays. And that lavender twill from EMMALINE, it is a messy product to work with. It makes a nice lining, but it shreds, and I was covered in it. But this is so this is the back panel with a zipper pocket, and I'm using on this one, I'm using antique brass hardware. But isn't that pretty? So right now I've just got the front and back double-sided taped together. And then this is the center panel. I just have them taped together so I can just pull them apart if that's not how it's going to work. And then that'll be in the front part, the front zip pocket, and then the zipper pocket will be in the back. But I've come up, so now this is what's happened, is I've come up with, and then the off color is this. I don't know where I got this from, but it goes so well with this. So I'm going to make the strap out of this. I think I have my D-ring connectors made out of this. I can't remember where I got it. I just know that EMMALINE bags was out of their purple Mora faux leather, and I ordered this and another purple from somewhere, and it wasn't the purple I wanted, but I'm using it now and it goes really well with this. So what I'm coming across is, because we were talking about the Rae dual zip, is I didn't look at anybody's pattern. I've just been working this out myself. My brain cells are gone from the math and stuff like that. Oh, there's that. Somebody's making those comments again. So anyhow, so I've got my bottom gusset and my lining, and I didn't cut those out until I had this figured out. Well, it's probably too wide, but now it's turned out to be, I've got the zipper. So one will be at the front of the thing and one at the back. And then I've got that center compartment. And then I had only cut out one lining. And then I realized I had to cut out two lining. And now what's happening is this is looking exactly like the zipper gusset on the Rae dual zip. And not because I looked at her pattern. I've made many Rae dual zips, but for the life of me, I would not remember how to make them. I think she is speaking about It's Me. Oh. Okay, somebody from Bangladesh. Anyhow, okay, so now this is exactly what the underside of the Rae dual zip looks like, with the two pieces of lining and that center gusset. And now I've got to figure out, so here's my dilemma, and you guys can probably help me. Is this really my bag now? Because now I've got something that looks like how Lindsay from Lynn's Handmade has configured the Rae dual zip. And I have to figure out how each one of these will be sewn onto these linings, and then how this gets sewn on. So that's my question. That's why I haven't gone any further with that. Is it really my bag anymore? And so anyhow, that's where I'm at with this new butt crack bag, or whatever it's going to be called. Yeah, I don't know. I might just name it the Natalia if it does ever, if I actually get it published, because then if I can actually make one, get it made. So the thought is I get it made. It's not going to be anything professional. Like Brenna's looks amazingly professional. And then I would put it for sale on my website. and you guys can order it off of my website. And then the other thing is if it does turn out to be something that I'm able to publish and sell, because I'm not sure about now this configuration. But then, you know what? There are Brazilian double zip bags out there that probably have the same configuration, you know. So that's my question for you guys. You guys are bag makers. Is this my bag? Like, is it my design now? So I don't know. But when it's all said and done, and if I'm able to get the pattern on my website for sale, then Brenna and I've been talking, because of her templates, that we can work out some kind of a collaboration for her to make the templates for this, if anybody's interested. And we just have to figure that out. So I don't know. I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. Is this really my pattern now? I don't know. I mean, I've sat and figured it all out. I haven't used anybody's template or anybody's pictures or pattern or anything like that. And I just came up with that on my own and made it. I just don't like the butt crack. Every bag you make is your own design, is what Nancy says. But I don't want somebody to come back and say, which is why I contacted Brenna to say, okay, the shape is similar to the Magnolia Rae. She said it's also similar to the Mav Pack, the shape. And then when I think about it, it's almost similar to the Yoshi. And I've made from Core Threads, and I've made many, many Yoshis as well. But I haven't looked at any of those patterns. And what blew my mind was this. I'll have a pattern, and I have to watch the tutorial on step by step. And it doesn't matter how many times I've made that bag, I still have to watch the step-by-step tutorial or follow the pattern. And yet I came up with this without even following any kind of a pattern or template. So I don't know how my brain figured that one out. But so that's my question for you guys. You're bag makers. You know, I know that this is looks very much like the Rae Dual Zip on the inside, but it's not something I copied from Lynn's Handmade. And I haven't figured out how all of this stuff is going to attach together so that I don't have this double looking zipper or the butt crack bag. So Nancy said, I've seen so many lookalikes and finally came to terms that it's okay, the frost. Okay. Anyways, so I'm going to figure it out when I actually get this one done, because this might be my bag. I don't know. When I finally figure it out, then I'll be able to reduce it down, because this is exactly what Natalia, my friend, asked me to make for her, only she wants it smaller. Like, she wants it probably about 1.5 inches shorter and 1 inch narrower. Nancy said, the first I buy and watch are the designers. So anyhow, that's what I have for you guys today. I'm so thankful that you were here, that you stuck with me. Oh, we have 12 watching. Yay! But thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for sticking with me. And at some point in time, I am going to get that bloody tablet. Sorry. Have to watch my language. And thanks, Lori. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate that. So all of you guys, thanks so much for being here as well. I get a little gabby. I get a little crazy, but you know what? I am who I am. And people who see me now, like when I was a school secretary, I was like, all in a box. Pretty serious, you know, never cracked a joke. And now it's like, I don't care anymore. This is me. You get what you get. Thanks, Nancy. And thanks, Brenna and Nancy, for being my moderators again and sticking with me and hanging in. And then we'll let you know. Hopefully I get to 1,000 subscribers, because then I'll do another live and maybe I've figured out this tablet. And Lori, how many subscribers are you at now? And how do you know how many what your watch hours are? Because you have to have, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And my watch hours. So I'm at 900. Well, I was at 925 subscribers 2 hours ago, and I was at 22 or 2300 watch hours. And that's all happened in just over a month. So July 7th is when I officially started posting stuff. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very thankful. And if it's slow moving, then that's okay too, because maybe by the time it starts moving more on YouTube, I'll have this silly tablet figured out. Anyways, Lori, we're going to have to collaborate so that I can figure this thing out, because it's just driving me crazy. Thanks a lot again, guys, for coming. Thanks again, Nancy and Brenna. Thanks a lot again, Brenna, for such a fabulous, fabulous pattern. This is so, so cute. And this is what I want to do, is make a bunch of little things for my craft shows in the fall and Christmas, because this is what's going to sell, and possibly a bag this size as well. Nothing, I find that the bigger bags do not sell. People want little things, but then they only want to spend $10 for something like this. They don't want to pay the price for handmade. They want to, get something at Walmart that's like $10 or whatever. So, Lori wants to know how I grew that fast. Yeah, we were talking about collaborating, maybe doing a Facebook Messenger video chat, because I've just gone in. I've just been following the gurus, and they're all kids. These kids are raking in thousands and thousands of dollars a month on YouTube, and it's all in the settings. It's all in your back dashboard settings, and letting your video, like if you record a video, it has to sit for at least 24 hours before you publish it. So anyhow, we can get together, because you know what? That's the beauty of this. We're all here to help each other. And that's what I love, because I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm in competition with me to do better and to provide better content for you guys, and to get this bloody tablet working. It's like, but I'll do it, because I'm techie, and what is the Helen Reddy song? I'm woman, hear me roar. So we'll get it going. But anyhow, all right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me and finding me the second time around on this YouTube. And I'll get all the links and everything set up. I'll edit this after we're done and get that posted. And we'll see you the next time. I have no idea what my next tutorial will be, but when I figure this thing out, that will be a tutorial as well. And I'll figure out the pattern aspect of it. So, all right, take care, everybody. And Lori, we will collaborate. I don't know if Barbie wants to get involved as well, but you know what? We can help each other out. I mean, she is the queen now of YouTube, and I'm a page person. So, all right, guys, bye, everybody. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.